Greetings, comrades. How are you? We hope you had a fabulous weekend. Mine was a bit tricky because my two teams lost, Kaizer Chiefs and Liverpool. But it's football. We're here as usual to respond to your questions. If you have questions, please post them in the comment section and we assist each other in responding to the questions that you might have. While you are writing your questions, we are told that those ZEP holders that are permanently employed are being rejected. And we want to underline that we have not been able to get an explanation from the Department of Home Affairs on the reasons why. Those that say they have been rejected, they are saying that they should not be permanently employed. And there are comrades that are contacting us to say the employer submitted a contract showing that the person is permanently employed. And then some agencies who are helping people to submit are saying it is a wrong contract. One must get a contract that does not show that the person is permanently employed. Like I'm saying, we have not been able to get Home Affairs to explain the reasons. But assuming that is correct, we find it a bit worrisome because on normal circumstances, you are given a contract maybe for 3 years or 5 years. If you are coming from outside the country to work in South Africa, and your visa will be in line with your contract. So if then you submit as a ZEP holder to move to another visa, a contract which says you are employed for a year, there will be no reason for the Department of Home Affairs to give you a 3-year visa when your contract says you only have your contract is only for a year. So they will give you a 12-month visa. If it's 3 years, that's what it will mean. That is if you qualify. So it is a bit disturbing that people then should be told to change contracts and indicate that the person is not permanently employed. We are talking of people that have been working for the last 12 years, 15, some 20 years. So you cannot certainly then say a person is not permanently employed. You will know that there are some that responded to the amnesty in 2010, who had South African documents. They were granted an amnesty. And these individuals were permanently employed, and their contracts have not changed. And over the years, whether one was applying for DZP, for ZSP, for ZEP, what you needed to submit was proof that you are working. So they didn't care whether you are permanently employed or not, but you needed to have proof that you are working, because particularly from 2014, because it was felt that in 2010, people that were not working were granted permits. And this then created problems for the Department of Home Affairs, because the argument was that people who are doing criminal activities were then granted permits. So this is why in 2014 they insisted on people to get on people to submit their contracts to show that they are working. So we're trying to establish the reasons why they need someone with a contract which does not indicate that they are permanently employed. That's a worry. Welcome everyone that have joined this platform on a Monday morning. We then did a video last week, just to do a recap on kids born in South Africa that they qualify to apply for South African citizenship when they are above 17. The court judgment says when they are major, so they qualify to apply for citizenship in South Africa, and we did explain the process of application. Then some comrades are asking if a child is born in Zimbabwe but has been in South Africa from the age of 5 or 7. Such children do not qualify as far as we understand because they were not born in South Africa. So we're talking of kids that are born in South Africa. Some parents, for one reason or another, when their kids were born in South Africa, they went to Zimbabwe to apply for a Zimbabwean birth certificate, which then said that the child is born in Zimbabwe. We cannot give an advice on that because if the birth certificate clearly says the child is born in Zimbabwe, you then produce a birth card and a birth record that the child was born in South Africa. How do you reconcile the two? So it becomes difficult for us to give advice because you applied for a child's birth certificate and said the child is born in Zimbabwe. So under such circumstances, you need to go to Zimbabwe, do an affidavit, apply to the immigration in Zimbabwe or office of the register in Zimbabwe to say that you misrepresented yourself that the child was born in Zimbabwe when the child was born in South Africa, and they submit those the birth record that show that the child was born in South Africa, so that they then correct the birth certificate in Zimbabwe. So I do not think that it will be the duty of the South African government through the Department of Home Affairs to say, okay, but will assist you because the birth card or birth record says that the child is born in South Africa, even though the birth certificate says born in Zimbabwe. So you need to correct that. So the onus is really on you because it is you that made misrepresentation. Because you were basically saying the child was born either in Pararanyato Hospital or in Bilo Hospital when the child was born in Para. You see, so that's the problem. So you need to deal with that. That's the only advice that we can give you. Uh, then someone then write nomfuneko nosilela, which I think Nonsilela is mixing issues. She says they don't qualify for citizenship if the parents were not citizens or permanent residents. I think you did not read the judgment that you were referring to. Because the children are born in South Africa, either to parents who are on Aslam documents or parents that are on various visas. The children are now above 17 years. At birth, they assume the citizenship of their parents, right? So they assume the citizenship of their parents at birth. But when they are then 17, they then decide whether to adopt the citizenship of their parents or where they were born. So a child might decide to say, even if I'm born in South Africa, I want to retain my Zimbabwean citizen and be a Zimbabwean. I don't want to be a South African. That's the child's decision. So it's not about whether the parents are permanently in South Africa or not. That's not what the judgment says. So I think you need to visit the judgment that we are referring to, so that we assist each other. Because this is the reason why some migrants had to approach the courts, because it was not clear, or they were not happy with what the citizenship was providing for in terms of children born in South Africa. Likely to go to universities, to colleges, because their parents can't afford to pay, and then they miss out on grants. But these kids are South African by birth, because they were born in South Africa but to migrants. And the reason why a child assumes the citizenship of their parents at birth, uh, because a child might, the parents of the child might relocate, say if the child is 3 year old, might relocate to another country or back to their country of origin. So you can't then, the child then claim, come and claim citizenship, because they then become citizen of Zimbabwe or DRC through descent, because their parents are Zimbabwean, even though they are born in South Africa. For Zimbabweans, you will know, you always talk of Grace Mugabe, who was born in Benoni, were told around 1965. She then left, I think, in 1979 to go to Zimbabwe, our former first lady, and became a Zimbabwean through descent, because she was born in South Africa, but became a Zimbabwean citizen through descent. So it's normal, global. It's normal that when you are traveling or you are working in a foreign country, then you have kids, they adopt your citizenship. Either you are a diplomat, or you are contracted to work in any other country. Your sports players. It's a global thing. It's normal. It's not a new thing. And is correct, Comrade Bonile Chuma, that one does not have to hide where their kids were born. Because if you then hide and say their kids, your kids are born in Zimbabwe, when the child is clearly born in South Africa, it then creates problems. Comrade Atmadibe says, "Morning, Mr. Mabena. I joined late. Any news from the task team on how we should apply for a waiver? We are still waiting. Comrade Atmadibe was still waiting. I do not at this stage to form an opinion. I will, later in the afternoon, I will go back to them, to the spokesperson of the minister, and say, Chief, we are still waiting. Maybe is going to assist us." Right. I'm not sure whether there are any other questions. I'm trying to scroll here. Says, Comrade Maria Nemukute says, "How are you, Mr. Mabena? Sorry, I didn't understand. You said if the child is below 17, she can't apply for citizenship. The child must be a match according to the judgment. So that would be 16, 17 years. So a 12-year-old child can't apply for an ID. Even in Zimbabwe, you can't apply for, a child cannot apply for an ID. So maybe let me put it in simple terms. When a child reaches the age of applying for an ID, it is then that they apply. So you'll know that in Zimbabwe, 15-year-old cannot apply for an ID. So if your child is 15, they cannot apply for citizenship. So they cannot apply for, apply for citizenship. So comrades, we thought we needed then to advise you on these developments. Like we are saying, we will indeed check on why they are saying you should not have, or your contract should not indicate that you are permanently employed. This is disturbing. We want to check on that, and once we get information on what is happening, we will advise. I see someone is writing funny stuff about adult dating. This is not for this channel. This is a respectable channel. We don't do such, and we don't encourage such in this platform. I will try to remove this comment, because it is against our own values as this YouTube channel. Um, the other final issue which I wanted to raise, we as the leadership of the Zimbabwe community in South Africa, we give you free information. I explained the last time that we give you free information. We do research, we give you free information. And all your questions on immigration are answered in this YouTube channel. We have done numerous videos. My last count, we've done over 300 videos. Of course, the other issues that we discussed, but we've done many videos on immigration, and all your questions are answered here. And we don't charge you for that. We said YouTube will pay us for giving you this information, not you. We must point out this to you that we are not charging you. But the problem that you are having is that you will go and pay someone like over the weekend. I was having this discussion and I was not pleased at all. A person goes to Bramfontein. If you're in Joburg, you're familiar with the Bramfontein. I can't remember the name of these people that came to be assisting people. You go to Bramfontein, they charge you, you pay whether 500 or 800 or how much they charge you, you pay. You don't get enough information. You then come back to us and say, Comrade Mabena, I went to Bramfontein, I paid these people this money, but what should I do next? I mean, if you have gone and paid other people, why should we assist you? Because, like I'm saying, we have Telegram chat groups, we have WhatsApp chat group, we're there on Facebook, we're here in all platforms, Twitter. We try our best to give you free information. But when you go and pay someone, don't come to us. Because the person that you paid, it is their job. Because you paid them to provide you with the correct information. You do not pay us to provide you with correct information, but we do. And I'm saying YouTube will, on your behalf, pick up the bill on your behalf, right? You don't pay us. But when you go and pay someone to give you information, and they don't give you all the necessary information, but you have paid, don't come to us. We don't say to you, pay a consultation fee to us. We don't do that. So when you know that you have gone to pay someone, deal with that person, don't come to us. We want to make that clear because it's kind of annoying that you go and pay a person, they assist you, they fail actually to assist you. You want to collect information from us to go back to them to assist you. We should do research for free, which we have committed in doing, by the way. As I'm saying, we do research for you for free. We go to officials of the Department of Home Affairs for free, or any government department on your behalf for free. We give you free information, which of course YouTube then pays us for doing that, right? Because YouTube, they put adverts. This is why we talk of you subscribing. They then put adverts, they people that advertise pay, and then we get paid by YouTube, not by you. But when you then leave us, you go to some people because you heard that you have to pay and you have so much money to pay. But you want to come to us and say, Comrade Mabena, I've paid these people, they are not, they need this information, please assist. It is the duty of the person that you paid to give you all the information. Those that visit us in the office, those that call us on the phone, those that speak to us in our various platforms, we have never charged them. Right. So I want to make this very clear. So once you know that you have paid someone and you are not happy with their services, just stay with them. Don't come to us. Otherwise, comrades, yeah, they call pass. So if you go and pay pass in Bramfontein, 550 or 800, then you come to me and say, Comrade Mabena, I've applied here. Where do I submit? And then said, okay, who assisted you? No, I was in Bramfontein, but so how do we come in ourselves? Comrades, have a great week ahead. It's a Monday. Mondays are just hectic. We have numerous meetings in the office, so we will talk later. Please circulate this video, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and please like the video. And some you simple watch, you don't subscribe. You then ask us about the information that is in the YouTube. So if you subscribe any video that you record, you will not miss anything. And I encourage you, if you have access to Wi-Fi, just give yourself time to go through a number of videos. All your questions are answered. Comrade Mtutu Zikoza says, Mabena, please assist me with your call number. I don't know where you are, but let me just write 27833401,000. That's my WhatsApp number. Most of the times, like today, after this, I'm joining a meeting. So I'm in meeting. So when you call, I might not pick because I've been meeting. It is wrong for when you're in the meeting to be answering calls. But if you send a WhatsApp message, I'll be able to respond to your message. Otherwise, comrades, have a great day. Goodbye.